It only takes 90 days or less, 90 days for you to finally wake up to your true self-worth and realize that whether it's 2025, 2026 or onwards, you deserve to create the exact kind of life that you want. So hi everyone, my name is Patty and my mission is to really empower you to charge through life with 100% confidence. Let's not give in anymore to our old self and start the year brand new in 90 days. Alright, without further ado, let's get started. So the first law of the 12 that worked absolute wonders for me was to believe before I saw any results. And even Jack Ma stated himself that most people choose to see before they believe instead of believing before they see the vision. And this is so true because for every single thing I want to create in my life, as soon as I was voicing my goals out that I want to create this YouTube channel and I want to get paid by just posting videos, when people don't believe it, you don't believe it. But if your quantum bubble or your mind says it's possible for me and stop regarding all the logical reasoning as to why it's not possible for you, then your YouTube channel will get monetized under a year, which it did for me, regardless of me not having any resource to hire anyone to help me. And every single thing was done with pure discipline, but discipline to maintain my mental image, discipline to believe that whatever I wanted to work for me is going to work for me. So let's just say you want to materialize your dream body, but every single day you are seeing the complete opposite of that dream body. Even if you try to voice out to your immediate friends or anybody that, okay, I'm going to start eating vegetables and go and work out, it is very likely that there will be some logical reasoning projected onto you as to why eating vegetables will not work for you, or going to work out 2-3 days a week will not work for you. There will always be somebody saying something to you that you should try this diet instead and confuse your mind to really lose your focus because you didn't believe before you see. In terms of even making money, I realized that the fastest way for you to materialize the actual imaginary thing is to believe that no matter what other people's limitations are, that limitation doesn't apply to you. Just because you can't edit a video, just because you can't do sales call, just because you can't coach other people, just because you are underqualified by society standards, just because your resume didn't suit that company, just because your parent tells you that you don't have enough experience to coach anyone because they know you as their son or their daughter, that you've always been the incapable one in the family, just because your friend says to you, oh, but you're underexperienced because that's the version of you that they know and that's the version of you that they chose to hold on to. That limitation does not apply to you. So if you want to materialize anything solid in the next 90 days, before you take one single action, decide, I'm believing that anything that I choose to put my mind on will work for me. And even though it seems easy to say, oh, just believe in it, but you could always use affirmation tracks, rewiring your subconscious mind, taking daily actions that support those beliefs, and all these other tools to make sure that you really nail that foundational belief. Without the solid belief that this can happen, this 1,000 meters can happen, this dream partner can manifest in your life in the exact way that you want him to, you will give in to your 3D reality. You will give in to other people's limited projection towards you. And that strong rock that will hold you between where you are now to exactly where you wish to be the next 90 days is to make sure that picture is so vivid in your mind that there is no wavering, no matter what kind of obstacles get in your way. Now, the second law that worked absolute wonders for me was choosing vibration over action. In other words, choosing frequency over action. If you are into manifestation content, you would see so many people emphasizing the importance of your energy while you manifest. It's not about the actual scripting, the actual visualization, or the techniques that manifest your dream reality, but it's the energy that you create behind it. So for the last month, from early September till now, I was seeing no movement with my YouTube. I was at 500 watch hours left, and it was the most torturing experience, combined with the fact that my dear loved one passed away in early September. And I was like, okay, I'm definitely going to lose my productive level, because in the next few months, we have to deal with funerals and all these other things that will deter me away from the actual YouTube. And for the whole month, my video would get 10 watch hours, even though I was putting in countless hours, still editing, still filming, still showing up, even though I was sad and heartbroken. But there was no evidence that I was going to get 500 watch hours by September. But then because I was so sick of living in inner poverty, I knew that productivity alone was not going to get me to my desired result. No matter how many hours I spend editing, no matter if I film 10 videos in 1 week, it's not going to increase my watch hours significantly as much as me taking myself out to do the things that I truly enjoy. So whether that was going to swim my 1,000 meters or going out on an imaginary date where if I don't like anyone that I'm seeing in my reality, then I'll create an imaginary version of my most perfect relationship and really embody that particular version of me on that night. And because I was keeping this momentum up, even though a lot of opposites was manifesting in my reality in September, but I wasn't fazed. I was frustrated, but it didn't dip me down. So that then led to me having an inspired action to do this one makeup video. And on the first day, it wasn't even getting 100 views. On the second day, it was barely getting 500 views. But then on the third day, when I chose to spend time with my family that weekend, even though the weekend wasn't perfect, but I still chose to release that resistance, release the energy of just focusing on the outcome and just go to the damn beach and enjoy some nature, go and look at people, go and enjoy myself at RSL. That was when the view just suddenly spiked up, and it just kept spiking up to 7,000 views. And I was like, damn, this is definitely an evidence of me raising my vibration or letting go of resistance that I had to get views for every single thing that I post. And coincidentally, this happened again with the next clip, which is this one. And on the day that this view spiked up like this, I was actually taking myself out again on my solo date. I was going to the exact location that made me feel pampered, loved, and chosen, to the point where I forgot about the views, the metrics, the watch hours. And for the last 10 months, I never thought that YouTube Shorts would actually count towards watch hours. I never thought that I could have my YouTube Shorts contribute towards me getting monetized. I always thought that the only way I could have high watch hours was to make long videos, but there was no way my shorts was going to spike up like this. It just doesn't work. But it worked because instead of me working harder on the work, I chose to raise my vibration. I chose to stop fixating my awareness on the fact that, oh, it's not here, so I have to work extra hours. Oh, it's not here, so I have to keep editing. Oh, it's not here, so I have to trap myself in the house when I could be going to the beach, looking at the seagulls, laughing with my family, getting annoyed at them, but then still enjoying my time with them. Instead of me trapping myself in the house to work harder, I was out there at Palm Beach doing my swims, feeling the ocean water, going to DIY RSL and just eating alone and having the time of my life. That is how you make shit happen. By raising your feeling, the happy, badass, amazing feeling in the capacity that you can. Next, you must move in silence. Do not share your goals. I really mean this. And here's why I'm a big fan of keeping everything to yourself. Every single time you say to somebody, oh, I'm going to manifest this man. This is the criteria in my mind that I believe I deserve. Rich in money and rich in personality. Loaded but generous. Kind-hearted, tall, handsome, charming, good at communications, has his own vision, is a leader in real life. Then I start telling my friends or I start telling somebody that this is the man that I want. And I'm telling myself that I can have him. Every day I'm telling myself that I deserve it. I deserve not only him, but I deserve the best version of him and the exact experiences I want out of a relationship. I never have to worry if the guy has enough money to pay for the experiences I want, because he would naturally have the career and the vision and the passion in what he does to already have the life that I want to share with him. But the minute that I was verbally saying this, that, you know what, you can also do that too. Just visualize the perfect outcome and he will come. I was then told, oh, but Patty, men in finance and law don't commit. They are sleazy. They have a lot of girls. I will never give my heart out to men in finance because those people, they just never commit to one girl. They are players. Now, this was the limiting belief that one of my best friends had. And in that minute, I was also swayed and thinking like my old self that men in finance, high income men, confident men, they won't treat me right. They can treat some other chick right, But apparently, I don't deserve them. So therefore, I only create a player version of them, where they are broken people that need a lot of chicks to validate them. But why though? Why can't you have somebody that's the whole package? By you becoming the whole package. And that's why everything that you do, just do it in silence. When I said I was going to make my YouTube channel again, when I used to voice it out to everyone in my reality, they would say things to me like, oh, but Patty, nobody makes a career out of YouTube. Only the top 1% does. You can't make money off YouTube. It's really, really, really hard. It's going to take you 2 to 3 years. It's going to take you 5 years to make a stable living with YouTube. You should get a job first. You should save money first. You should do this and that first. And because I was so swayed by what other people were saying, I was then delaying the progress I could have made to start this YouTube channel. And the minute I stopped listening to everyone, I am monetized without having to pay upfront for any video editors or for any SEO optimizers on a regular basis to help me get monetized. And that was because I moved in silence. I don't share my next plan to anyone. I don't share to everyone, okay, this year I want to speak at TED. This year I want to reach this goal, because people don't need to know what you aspire to achieve. People can know what you've already achieved, but stop ruining your own energy. Do not ruin your own vibration just to fit in, just to belong, just to be like, oh, somebody's cheering me on. I'm going to make a YouTube channel. It's like, yeah, but during the hard days where you don't get views, where it's not going your way, nothing's going your way. If you share to everybody that you're going to reach this goal, but you don't, you are going to sabotage yourself and stop going for it. You're going to feel very defeated. But when you move in silence, you're able to keep persisting and holding that vision in your mind that whatever you want, the man, the job, the money, the lifestyle, it will come to you when you preserve your vibration, when you keep your vibration high, keep your energy high, and believe that everything that seems impossible can be possible for you. Just because it can, just because you are you and you deserve it. Law number 4, let go of the past you. So again, let's just say you try to manifest this kind of dream bikini body. I can guarantee you what doesn't work. What doesn't work is you fixating your awareness on the fact that you don't have a dream bikini body. So you go and do your extra push-ups. You go and do those extra burpees and extra squats in the gym when you no longer enjoy it. You are doing it out of resistance. Or let's just say, oh, I'm not making money. And the only way I can make money is if I close this client. So then you focus your awareness on the fact that this client is not here. And then you do more sales call. You try harder. You keep pushing it. And the clients don't come because you're doing it all out of a place of, I don't have that dream client. They're not giving me the money. So if you really want things to snowball in the next 90 days or less, let go of the resistance by stop putting your awareness on the fact that, oh, my views aren't going up. Oh, this guy's not texting me. Oh, he's not here. Oh, the money's not coming in. Oh, I'm getting rejected. Oh, all this bullshit in my reality. Well, to be honest, if you put yourself in that quantum bubble where everything that you want is here, the guy is here, the money is here, the job is here, the fitness is here, you believe that whatever you put your mind on, those things will come to you. And then you choose to raise your vibration and know that because it's already here, I give myself permission to be at the beach when I want to. I give myself permission to spend time with my family. I give myself permission to stop looking at the screen all day long. You give yourself permission to allow. And that is when things will miraculously unfold. You'll be guided to go to the gym in the set hour that you're meant to lose weight. You'll be guided to do certain things to close that client, to get that job, to make that money. And it really, really works. Keeping around your hypocritical self is not just about keeping bad habits. It's also about keeping bad relationships. So please do not get yourself in the cycle where, okay, you deactivate your Instagram for 4 months only, but then you're going to go back and do the exact same thing in the next 4 months. Or you choose to get rid of this community, this friendship that doesn't serve you, but 9 months or 10 months later, you're like, actually, I am transformed, so I'm going to go back. That is you not permanently getting rid of your hypocritical self. And that is exactly what will hinder you from reaching that breakthrough. Breakthroughs only come when you make a firm, clear-cut decision that I am the new person. I deserve this kind of relationship. I deserve this kind of man. I deserve this kind of friendship. I deserve this kind of income. I deserve this kind of lifestyle. So therefore, anything that does not match that reality does not have a place in my life, period. And that is how you stop giving into your hypocritical self who says one thing but does the other. Do not make an internal conflict, and do not put yourself in a position where you always feel confused, like, oh, but Patty made this decision, but how come she's acting this way? I'm choosing this, but now they're pulling me again, and now I'm confused again. Don't make yourself confused and close the door to every single interactions and behaviors from people that keeps you lingering as the unattractive 5 out of 10 validation seeking, attention needing version of you. Next, divorce your toxic environment. Now, toxic environment plays a very big role in hindering you from achieving your goals in the next 90 days. In order for you to level up, to make that next level income, or have that next level friendships and romantic relationships, it is not possible for your inner environment to be like, oh, but they're treating me wrong. Oh, but this friend doesn't value me. Oh, but this conversation sucks. I don't want to talk about heartbreaks anymore. And then you're thinking to yourself, okay, I'm choosing conversations that are only about love, positivity, encouragement. But then how come in my reality, every single time I go back to my old friendships, the conversations are about divorces, pain, men that are cheaters, finance men that can't commit to you, but losers that commit to you. And I used to think in my mind, but how come it's not disappearing? I already chose that I only want empowerment in my life. But then every single time I go back because I feel like I'm dumping my friends, I'm feeling bad. I don't want to leave them behind. But then when I go back, it's always perpetuating the same kind of loop. And that is because you're not giving yourself permission to have a better environment. You must give yourself permission to only immerse yourself in the best environments. Back in my old relationship, I was always told, well, before we move to this particular suburb, we should settle here first because it's cheaper. The rent is cheaper. But in that suburb, it's not worth it. The rent is too high. You pay so much for a very crappy room. Then I'm thinking now, why can't we improve our skill sets to generate the income where we pay a high price for a high quality building? Why do we have to settle for crappy buildings at a high price? And I was thinking all the time, why do I only deserve to live in suburbs that don't inspire me? I don't want to be surrounded by the ordinary. And I was thinking all the time, but every single time I convince people, but I want this thing, why do I always feel ashamed of wanting this thing and not settling for this thing? And the reason is because you are choosing to immerse yourself in toxicity. You are not giving yourself permission to let go of the toxicity that hinders you from running faster, from flowing more in your life. You are telling yourself that you don't deserve to fully elevate. By you choosing to keep toxicity in your mind and also in your physical space where everything you're seeing is shittiness, you are not giving yourself the freedom to go and explore all the things that already exist, but you just haven't tuned your awareness to it. When I stopped giving in to the old toxic environment, I was going to new beaches, exploring my potentials, getting fitter by just working out on the beach, but then still getting footages to then use for this YouTube channel, and eventually use that footages to help me get monetized on this channel. When I stopped giving into the reality where I always had to listen about breakups, divorces, and disappointment, and I'm choosing to invest those hours working on my vision, working on what I wanted to achieve this year, I launched 100 beach clips by the start of this year, and 10 months later, I am getting monetized now for my content. Because the possibilities of what you can create is always a lot higher than what has already existed. So do not give your awareness to any toxicities that will hinder you by using guilt, by using shame to make you feel like, oh, it's bad that you're breaking through now. It's bad because I'm not achieving what you are, so you should also tone yourself down so that I can feel better. You don't deserve to tune your awareness towards that reality. There is a reality where people are truly positive, thinking positive thoughts. I literally saw a 70-year-old woman swimming so much more faster than me at Palm Beach. I was literally like, this lady is swimming like a fish. I'm trying to catch up to her and I just couldn't. She was swimming so much faster than me. I looked at her and she was definitely in her late 60s to early 70s. She even smiled at me and I'm like, she looks like a fucking athlete. She is gorgeous, so fit, so healthy, so vibrant looking. But what happens when you talk to people in your immediate surrounding? Oh, by 70, everything declines. By 70, we can't be fit. By 70, your bones and everything gets worse. But because I gave myself permission to be in my new reality, where 70-year-olds are swimming like a fish and they look like athletes, she is slimmer than me, more toned than me. That is how I want to live my life, seeing inspiration, being in real nourishing environments that inspire me to want to be at her level, even just in my 30s right now. Next, never take rejections personally. Now, in my last few videos, I've been talking to you about how I felt so rejected by the universe because 2 years ago, I left this coaching startup job. And not only did I not have any more income, and all of my income was burned to living outside of the home, but all this series of really weird shittiness was back to back in my face every single month. No matter how many times I declared things are going to change, By 2023, everything's going to be better. And by 2024, everything's going to be better. But the challenges didn't stop. The back-to-back weird purging circumstances just kept making me feel defeated and rejected. I remember desperately wanting to win the public speaking contest. And I was giving it my all every day, taking action, practicing my speech, writing my speech, being disciplined, being productive. And then I was awarded fourth out of fourth place. I would lose the contest, but not only that, I would then be told things like, I am disappointed in you because you could have done better. You could have answered better. And that made me feel absolutely shattered, not because somebody else rejected me, but because I rejected myself and allowed somebody else to shame me. That was just one of the few rejections. Later on, I would start applying for low entry positions, graduate entry jobs where they were just really bare minimum wage. And I'm thinking, if only I just have this income, my reality would be safe. And so I would get the call for the interview, then the person would ghost me after. I would get the actual interviews for a very, very base $57,000 per year salary. And after the interview, I would get rejected. Then I would then be told in the face by the person recommending me that don't look down on entry jobs. You need to work your way up to earn money. You need to start from low paying jobs. And I'm thinking, what the fuck? I've done so many different kinds of work and I've earned a solid amount of money in an hour before. Why do I have to be in this reality? Why do I have to work my way up the corporate ladder to have the life that I want? And I just felt so rejected again. And when 2023 rolls around, I started feeling so rejected by the fact that, okay, now I'm going to be a people pleaser. I'm going to be so hardworking and give everyone what they want. So they would continually ask me to do things for them. Not only will I not get paid, but I wasn't having the romantic relationship that I want, but still working really, really, really hard. And I wasn't getting paid for anything that I was working on all throughout the whole of 2023 until I finally decided that this is it. 2024 was going to be my breakthrough year. And I'm going to get paid for every single thing that I invest my effort on. So I decided to go all in with this YouTube channel. I stopped putting myself in a position to get ghosted by interviewers. I stopped giving in and thinking that this interview is so important that I have to travel 1.5 hours to go and do a 10-minute conversation with them for them to ghost me after the interview. Fuck that. I'm going to work on my own vision and really bring out the best in me. And I'm honestly telling you that in the next 10 months after that, things were still not changing. I wasn't getting paid with this YouTube channel. Problems were still happening, but my reaction to it strengthened. I stopped letting it define me. I stopped letting not getting paid make me feel broke. I stopped letting people telling me that, oh, only like 1% of YouTubers get paid and make an income out of this, define my progress or hinder me from my growth. I stopped letting people tell me things like, but why are you doing it? You're spending so many hours working but getting no return. How long will it take for you to finally get paid? I stopped letting these statements define my self-worth. I stopped seeing it as a rejection towards my self-worth. I stopped letting people telling me things like, you can't do this, you can't achieve this because nobody else in our circle can, make me feel less than. And the minute I stopped letting rejection define my self-worth, including not getting my watch hours up, including having a stagnant view for 4 videos that I spent many, many hours editing, I stopped looking at it as rejection. But I looked at it as an opportunity for me to say, well, fuck you, I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to stop. And so I didn't stop. I knew that these opposite evidences was convincing me to stop reaching my goals, to stop posting, to stop doing all of this. And if I stopped just a month ago, I would have not been monetized, this month. So that is how important it is for you to assign the meaning differently and never see rejection as a rejection. See rejection as a redirection for you to achieve the best things. Because when you do energetically rise above it, you are proving to yourself again that this cannot stop me and that cannot stop me. So therefore, my next income goal, my next fitness goal is going to be easier to accomplish. 7, learn how to outsmart the game of reality. Now, I hope you guys realize by now that reality is a game. It's not about who works harder, because recently we were watching a documentary called Monsters and I freaking loved it. It's about the two brothers, Lyle and Eric Menendez, who had this crime case where they murdered their own parents. And I was watching it with my mom. And I was very curious about what the dad, Joseph or Jose Menendez, like what was his upbringing? Why was he like this? Why is he abusive? So around 1 to 2 a.m., I was kind of editing the final touches of my recent video, but I was turning the Netflix show on the background. And so I got to this episode where they were showing us how Jose Menendez grew up. At 16 years old, he actually came from Spain, I believe, to America and started out as a dishwasher, working really hard for bare minimum wages. But then one day he found the book that his major was reading, and it was on how to be the greatest salesman. So he started like really having this conviction, reading it but knowing it off by heart and applying it to himself, then worked his way up to become millionaire or billionaire status. And it was just so interesting because I told my mom that this is where he started, Mom. And my mom was like, well, I work harder than Jose Menendez. She also works in a restaurant for 20 years as an owner, but doing pretty much every task as well. And she was like, well, how come I'm not rich like him? So hard work doesn't always mean you succeed. It just comes down to luck. And this was what my Asian mom said to me. She is not spiritual. She doesn't buy into this whole new age spirituality, but she even said that success is luck, because she said if hard work made everyone rich, I would be really rich by now. So not only the most practical and literal logical people in my reality said that hard work doesn't really equate to success, then now we should know that what does bring success is energetic alignment plus work. Hard work can be defined in many different ways. It can be defined as using brute force to achieve results, but it can be also defined as taking all the inspired action, finding all the correct puzzle pieces to make the whole thing a real picture. So the reason why hard work doesn't equate success is because a lot of times we take action from a place of finding all the random jigsaw puzzles, and we try to make a coherent picture out of jigsaw puzzles that don't make up the picture. But the people that have exactly what they want, but they did put in some effort into it and calls it hard work, it's just that they did put in the hours, but they found the right jigsaw puzzle by focusing their energy on making the picture coherent. In other words, focusing your energy to take just the correct action only. They omitted the time wasters. They omitted all the brute force, all the resistance, all the trial and error that doesn't belong in the process. But they only focus on their awareness on what they could do right to move the needle towards the right direction. So if you can outsmart the game of reality by knowing that 2% of what you see with your eyes and ears and everything you sense right now in the 3D is just an illusion, but your whole life is made up of the 98% of the things that you don't see in the physical realm, where your mind, your awareness on what you truly want to create is what pushes out into the 3D reality, and you stop using the physical evidences of all the limitations you once experienced to be like, well, that doesn't apply to me. Then that's when the next 90 days will snowball for you. Because when you are able to stop being like 90 days is too short. Of course, there may be certain limitations in the next 90 days. But if you can open yourself up to the idea that in 90 days, things can snowball. It might not snowball in the first 30 days. It might feel like forever by 60 days. But how do you know that by day 85 and day 86, your income won't spike? Your body won't shed the fat. You won't find your dream man. How do you know that all these things won't snowball if you choose to put your awareness on the unseen and only create imaginations that serve you? 8. Let the universe's test work in your favor. Now, this is so important because the universe's test could really throw us off. Seriously. The universe's test this year for me has been things like, my wallet getting misplaced on the day I got monetized first level. My universe's test was me getting told to do OnlyFans when I posted my shorts that I spent so much time and effort and my whole heart and soul, creating the best of it. But the first comment told me to quit and just go and sell my body or sell my sexuality to make money. I mean, it's supposed to make me feel very degraded. But because I chose that, this is just a glitch from my old fears. This was always the fear that I had, that if I suddenly delete my old Instagram account, my old Facebook, my old LinkedIn, nobody was going to acknowledge my effort. Like, who was going to see my content? Where are the comments going to come from? Who is going to find my channel? Those were the subconscious beliefs that I had way before I published a video on this channel. So all those old fears from the past started to replay itself the minute I started to take real actions by publishing the content. Later on, I would get crickets on my videos. Later on, I wouldn't get subscribers numbers. Later on, I would start going outdoors and putting more effort into my video quality, and my views would stagnate or dip. Every single time I was going harder at this channel, the views would dip and the subscribers number would decrease. And I would never find the logical reasoning as to why. I was doing better. I was improving my content. Why is it declining? And the reason is because you are not letting the universe's test work in your favor. There are going to be so many times where the things you really care about, the guy, the money, the job, the YouTube channel, the fitness goals, the life that you truly want, that you care so much about, and you want it so badly, that now the universe will start to throw you the opposite. And they will ask you, do you really have the capacity to handle this kind of real relationship? Or are you still hot and cold with yourself? Are you still neglecting yourself for him? Are you still putting your needs second place to his? Because if you are, then you are not ready for the full commitment. Because even if the real guy or the real behaviors that you want manifest in your reality, you wouldn't even have the capacity to keep it. Because you are so aware of the old scarce reality where you have to be second place. Your needs never matter, and it is even shameful to have your needs be met. And this is the same with finances. The minute that you start to do something right, and then you start to lose money. On the week where I expected that maybe I will win this coloring competition and get paid $10,000. Not only was it like a slap in the face that the actual winner only colored in her picture the night before. I didn't get paid $10,000. The voting was public vote, so it's not just about the skill sets that you bring into it. But I didn't have an Instagram account to tell anybody to help me vote for it. But then my grandma passes away as well. And now instead of me wanting to use that $10,000 to go on my dream vacation in September and just finally relax, I had to be in this reality where we were dealing with funerals and going back and forth in the reality that I didn't truly want to be in. And to make things even more harder, the last 4 to 5 videos that I was posting was getting an average of 10 watch hours. And I needed 500 watch hours to get paid by ads. I mean, I was asking myself, how many more of this do I have to do to get paid? How many more hours do I have to put in? How much harder do I have to work? But I'm losing it. I'm crying, I'm heartbroken, I'm losing sleep. But then I still tell myself, this is just a test. It's supposed to make me feel defeated. My old self was trying so hard to keep me stuck, to not break through my ceiling. But I realized that it's just a universe's test. It's not reality. So I asked myself, how do you pass it? What reactions must you give to it? How do you respond to these circumstances? And the one answer was always to prioritize your quantum bubble. To prioritize your imaginary world where I get to have this. I get to be paid this way. I get to have recognition this way. I get to do this for a living. I get to have this. When you are dominantly now choosing that this works for you, no matter what sadness, heartbreaks, the illusion of your life spiraling, it presents itself to your face, you will still remain calm. You will remain in the knowing that I will pass this test and I will do everything in my power to stay high vibrational. But I'm not going to be faced by any more illusions of losing. It will pass as long as I only put my awareness on what I truly want to create. Law number 9, dream girl energy. Now I've seen videos where they say embodiment is the cheat code to the life that you want. And I agree. Embodiment of the dream girl energy is the cheat code to avoid excessive hard work, excessive potential, and excessive effort to materializing what you want. When you are in your dream girl energy, there is no fucking excuses like, oh, but he's working in finance, so therefore he won't commit to me. Or he owns his own company. He's rich. He's a leader. People respect him. Therefore, I don't deserve him. Therefore, I only deserve to deal with people that I have to heal. Like, no. If you are in your dream girl energy, even if today it seems like the gap is big, I don't see why this kind of man would want to commit to me yet. I just don't feel it. Therefore, you keep persisting in all the actions that represent the dream girl. What would the dream girl do in her free time when she's not working? Will she be watching tarot readings about her lover, where they're at, where their energy is at, what they're going to do next, when they're going to contact you, what they're thinking of you, if they regret doing this to you? Or is your dream girl going to go to Palm Beach to swim, to get inspired by the 70-year-old that swam like a fish and come back and be like, I'm going to swim like her? Is your dream girl going to stop pondering about sadness? Is your dream girl going to choose to wear makeup, dress up, film a YouTube video, get through it, finish it, work on her passion, work on her vision when she can? Or is she going to be fighting in dramas, trying to negotiate for what she wants? When you are in your dream girl energy, even if you see a job that's like, actually, I don't want this job, but I just need money. I don't want to get paid this way. I don't want to do this kind of work. Okay, maybe in some circumstances, you might have to go through the things you don't want to get what you want. But if you believe in the fourth dimension that I could get paid with a YouTube channel, when you say, I actually want to earn money by giving people value in my own way, I know I have a talent. I know I have value. And I know that I deserve better than these crummy jobs at these kind of companies that only keep their employees stagnant and where they are. And they give you all these excuses that I want to promote you, I'm just not ready. I want to promote you, but I don't have budget. I want to promote you, but there's all these problems going on, so I can't pay you more. I can't give you what you want in this job position. What, are you going to choose to dim your own light and be like, now I have to settle. I have to wait because I'm not the dream girl. Because I can't take charge to dress up, get on a camera, keep going at it until I prove to myself that I don't have to get paid from working a 9-to-5 job only. I don't have to get paid by waiting around for these people to pay me. I can get paid doing exactly what I want to do, putting more value into myself and knowing that my value can change people's lives. When you embody your dream girl energy, it is normal for you to be delusional, but not delusional in a way where things don't manifest. Delusional in a way where there is no limitations to what you want to create. You don't have to wait for a boss to tell you that, oh, you can be worth more than $100,000. But you have to create small evidences each day that make it seem easier and easier to assume that because I've done this, because I do this, because this is who I am, no matter if you are in finance, no matter if you are a CEO, no matter if you are a company founder, no matter if you earn millions a year, you will treat me right. And I deserve you and you deserve me because I'm also the equivalent, the 10 out of 10 dream girl. I am the embodiment of the man that I want to be with. So therefore, we are aligned to be with each other. Nobody is bringing anybody down. Nobody is wasting anyone's time because we are choosing to embody the best versions of ourselves. Law 10, prioritizing time with your loved ones. Now, I wasn't going to really put this in for the entire year because I found my family members to sometimes be so annoying. But recently, I chose to embody the principle of everyone is you pushed out. And you can create a different version of everyone in your reality. So I'm starting to see that maybe my family members can behave better or they can just be less annoying if I just open my heart and choose to confront my fear. One of my biggest fear of spending time with my family was that they were going to make me less productive. They were going to make me feel like I don't deserve to reach my goals. They were going to say things that make me feel like you are privileged enough. So stop trying to want more. Stop trying to achieve more. You are already privileged. Settle for what you don't want. Get the banking job. Be this, be that. You don't have to go through hardships, so stop being entitled. I was so scared that they were going to constantly guilt trip me to not wanting to get monetized with this YouTube channel. But because I was at a stage where I was already close to getting monetized, like 500 watch hours less. One video could complete the whole thing if I was energetically aligned. So I chose that this weekend, instead of me spending time in isolation and working on this YouTube channel only, why not I just spend some time with them? Why not I see the good parts of them? You know, when they're laughing with each other, when they're building rapport with each other. You know, why not be at the beach with them, walking with the seagulls with them? Why not see the sunset with them? And because of that, it miraculously released the resistance for me to achieve my career goals. A part of you achieving career goals is releasing the resistance in your heart space. If your heart feels blocked, if your heart feels scared, if your heart feels like everything's a threat, including my family members, it is going to be so hard for money to flow into your life. If you want money to flow easily into your life, you must open your heart space. And by doing that means you spend some time with the people that you love. If your family members are not abusive, like really, really abusive, and you need to cut them out, and if you still love them, you want to make sure that you feel so abundant in your being that giving time to people that you love is not going to take anything away from you. It's not going to take from you if you spend one weekend going to the beach with your mom and dad. It's not going to take from you if you spend a few hours watching Netflix with your mom. Even though she seems very negative, but if you're bonding with her, she will stop being negative. It won't take away from you if you go on some long drives with your family instead of you editing and working tirelessly to achieve your goals. Because I'm telling you, every single time I felt more released, like, oh, my family wasn't that annoying today. They were still annoying, but they weren't as bad as I thought. And my heart is feeling more released. My career goals were accomplished in a miraculous way. Again, I could have spent like how many more months to hit my watch hours. And if I didn't hit it by January, the YouTube would start taking the watch hours away, right? Because January was the first time I posted my long videos. So I had a deadline that I had to accomplish this. It could have taken 3, 4, 5 more months for me to do that 500 watch hours if I was approaching it in a resistance state. But because I chose to spend time with the people I love, understand them, have compassion for them, and accept them for who they are. When my heart felt released, when my energy felt released, that was when things miraculously flowed to me, including the evidence that I'm definitely getting paid this year, and finally, I'm getting paid. And that is how it all works. Make sure you feel so abundant that even if you spend time with mom, eating dinner with her, even if you spend time with dad going for a drive with him, even if you bond with dad, even if you argue with mom, none of that will make you less successful. In fact, it's going to enhance your success level because your energy feels abundant. You have an abundance of time and love to give to people, including your family members. Number 11, connect to your highest joy. Now, recently I told you that I thought that YouTube Shorts do not contribute to me getting paid at all. And I've assumed for like many months that my YouTube Shorts would always stay at 500 views only. It was always going to stagnate, like there's no difference. But I'm still going to film the makeup videos for my YouTube Shorts because I enjoy it. That's the reason. I just really like putting on makeup and I want to document myself down in different looks. And even though I'm not wearing that makeup anywhere outside the house, but I felt like because I'm bored of the current process, I feel like the long edits were tedious. It was getting 100 views and 10 watch hours. Why not I excite myself with what I have? I have eyeshadows, I have the outfits. Why not? And this feeling of why not just do what I truly enjoy miraculously increased my watch hours. This particular video gave me 100 extra watch hour, and this other video gave me 70 watch hours. That was 170 watch hours that I couldn't do at all with the last 4, 5, 6 long videos. With one 30 minutes video, I was only hitting 10 watch hours. And with like maybe 4, 5 extra more of those long videos, the maximum I had was probably like 50 watch hours. But then with these like 30 seconds short, it was getting like 70 and 100 watch hours just in a 30 second short because I stopped focusing on being tedious, on making myself feel blocked. I stopped thinking that the only way I could achieve result is if I neglect my joy to work harder on what makes me money. And let's just say you have a coaching business and your main source of income is to coach. But wearing makeup, doing videos like that doesn't bring you revenue. I'm telling you that when you follow your joy and do what you enjoy at the capacity that you can, maybe 80% of the time you spend coaching to make the solid money. But then 20% of the time you also do what makes you feel so happy, even if it makes you money or not. That 20% joy is what will make you double your income or double your views or double your results, simply because it shifts your energy to a higher place. When I do my shorts, when I wear different kinds of makeup, I feel really sexy and empowered. I feel like, oh, this could be her. This eyeshadow could be her. This turquoise look, this yellow look, this red look, it can all be her. And I no longer feel like I'm a boring person who's only like one-dimensional, only does long videos about personal development. But I feel like I'm multifaceted. And that feeling of expansion was what helped me reach my watch hour goal. It helped me reach the final goal that I truly wanted. And I didn't expect it. But the reason why I reached it was because I followed my highest joy. And this is also combined with, if you really enjoy swimming, do not neglect that routine. If you enjoy doing your walks, if you enjoy watching certain things, do not neglect those things. Because by following your highest joy, even if logically it's like, it doesn't bring me money, it doesn't bring me results, but that energy, that energetic shift of, oh yeah, I'm prioritizing me, is what's going to clear out the resistance and double your growth. I guarantee you that. And finally, law 12, detach from how 2025 should unfold. And the reason why detachment is so important is because I always had a very tight expectation that 2023 had to be a year of growth. It had to be a year where I was making financial breakthroughs. And you know what I got at the end of 2023? Brokenness. Nope, there was no financial breakthroughs. I actually got paid a bit from a freelance job, but it was so shitty. I felt really, really underpaid. For a whole website that I did, I should have got paid $5,000 to $7,000 for that package, but I was paid $2,000 max. And I literally felt like a product in an Asian grocery. I felt diminished. I felt worthless because when I was Googling the standard rate for this kind of work, it was always $5,000 minimum. But I'm asking myself, why am I perpetually attracting situations of getting underpaid? And if I wasn't underpaid, why do I keep attracting situations where I'm working for free and I can't say no because I feel like a bad person? And even more than that, like people that I loved would literally tell me that I am too stuck up and too stubborn, that I should have more humility and generosity to do free work for others. And I just asked myself, I must be so unworthy that I keep manifesting this, because every single time the intention was financial breakthrough, I would manifest brokenness. Every single time I intended committed relationship, I would manifest ghosted, breadcrumbed, friend-zoned. And I was really sick of it. And I was trying to do the same thing in 2024, that this year is going to be my viral year. My beach clips are going to go viral. They're going to get 100,000 views. In fact, one of them is going to get 1 million views. One of my long video is going to go extremely viral and propel my YouTube channel. And I'm telling you that it didn't. None of it did. There were crickets for many months. There was no evidence of getting monetized. There was no evidence of making money. So I decided that, you know what? Maybe I should stop being so dependent on outer results and detach from what's going to really unfold. Maybe I should only focus on how it would feel to be in that reality, on who I would be if I already had it. Who would I be if my channel was already viral? Who would I be if I already had the commitment? Who would I be if I already had that kind of income? I would be very neutral about it. I wouldn't even be like, oh, it's my bucket list. I'm going to set a goal for it. I'm going to tick it off. I'm going to make this really serious. If I already had it, it's going to be a neutral thing. It's going to be like it's normal. I don't even have to set a goal because I already have it. So why do I have to set a goal? The only reason why you set so many goals and you work really damn hard and it doesn't work is because you put excessive importance on the external outcome. It is not as important as you. Maybe you are more important than the virality. Maybe you are important than the commitment from the particular person that wouldn't give it to you. Maybe you are more important than the money that you think you need to have in this kind of way. Maybe you should be prioritized. Maybe your goal can come second place to your happiness. Maybe all these goals are just an illusion that if you have it, you will feel better about yourself. Maybe it will come when you already feel better without it. So that's why I really recommend that instead of me being like, in the next 90 days, I must set 100 goals and tick them off to feel worthy. Well, what about, okay, in the next 90 days, I'm just going to release resistance. I'm going to set a bit of goals that are easy to accomplish, and I'll make sure that every day it's accomplished. But every single time I win at these goals, I feel like an absolute goddess. So I'm going to focus on compounding the number of times I feel like an absolute goddess in my reality. Maybe that's 3 times a day, and then 3 times 7 days a week. So that's 21 times I feel like a goddess. That is the bucket list for me, to feel like an absolute goddess 21 times a week. And it's not something that I have to force, but I'm going to intentionally create goals that does require me to get out of my comfort zone, but not in a way where it feels extremely way too hard to accomplish right now. And because I keep producing evidences of me being a winner more than a loser, therefore, when I start to reach really, really big goals, it doesn't seem like a big deal because I've won so many times already. So this is just one of the other goals that, I'm just going to accomplish it and it's normal for me. So that's why you want to focus on you feeling normal, that winning is just me. I am a winner, and that's why I win all the time. Instead of you being like, no, 2025 has to be this way. The next 9 days has to be this way. It has to be 100 push-ups every day. It has to be these things every day. It doesn't. What should happen every day is that you feel better and better and better about yourself every day, little bit by bit, to the point where you are not dependent on the outer reality to convince to you that you are worthy of it. You don't need the outer thing to tell you that, oh yeah, I'm going viral. Oh yeah, I'm getting paid now. Even though it was so much harder for me to be like, I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm getting paid. You know, when I was like 500 watch hours away from my goal, and every day I'm trying to be like, I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm safe. I'll get paid. It's fine. It will work out. I was actually affirming in my mind that the perfect content idea will come to me. The perfect decision will come to me. From this point onwards, I don't have to over-research. I don't have to try harder. But I'm going to rest and relax. And that perfect content idea, that perfect decision, that perfect guided action did come to me, because I released resistance and detached to how the rest of this year will unfold. And now I'm starting to have exactly what I want, and it feels damn empowering. So this is it for my video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it and really become unrecognizable in the next 90 days. All right, see you guys soon. Bye-bye.